mental, being like clutch. Let me just ask you that question since it's on the top of my head. What's your view of clutch? Because in popular football consumption, people get really hung up on this whole this guy's clutch, this guy's not clutch, and like it's kind of a bugaboo of mine. But what are your thoughts on the whole idea of players being clutch or not clutch?
Yeah, I've actually been giving a lot of thought to this over my many years as a fan and an analyst. And all I can have are theories at this point, obviously. But since you want my theories, I will give them to you, which I think that it's hard to, I don't think necessarily, I don't like the term a clutch gene, so to speak, but right. I believe that we have various degrees of our makeup. Some people have social anxiety. Some people are really horrible when they have to take a written test, whereas they may thrive while they're sitting in their dorm room talking to their roommate who's quizzing them on and prepping them for the test tomorrow, and they're like, oh, look, I'm so ready. And they show up and they fall apart. And then this psychological aspect that shrinks as things get more, as the pressure builds, we can shrink depending on our personality, and we can also rise to the occasion. And essentially, to me, clutch, that intangible of being clutch, a clutch player, like I would say Tom Brady has this, is that he rises to the occasion in the game, and when the pressure is, the greater the pressure, the better, the more he's able to focus, and the better he plays. And I think Peyton Manning relies on a lot of preparation. Peyton Manning needs to be ready, he needs to be prepared, and he needs to know what's coming, and he needs to feel like he has a good idea of what to do next. And as the pressure builds, I think Peyton Manning starts getting a little nervous, a little anxious. He overthinks. He becomes somebody who can make more mistakes in that situation than a guy like Tom Brady, who just is like confident, just amps up to that next level. He's that gamer. He's that guy who just somehow, like, his brain opens up its capacities during test time, and he excels. And I also think momentum factors in with clutch elements. I think we've all experienced in our daily life where we do something stupid, like we trip, and then our mojo just goes to the floor, right? Mm-hmm. Just as we do. But once our mojo goes to the floor and we're embarrassed, then all of a sudden, like, the next thing you know, you're making a mistake again, and then you're making this mistake, and then you drop your drink, and then you start fumbling your words, and it's just like this cyclical snowball effect. And that's a momentum element. Clutch sort of has its opposite momentum as well. I think the more that you start doing things and you succeed, gives you confidence, and that confidence allows you to be better prepared to handle a high-pressure situation by just trusting that gut instinct and not overthinking. The clutch is a lot about shutting the brain off and sort of going with that primal instinct, which is something Peyton Manning is, to me, psychologically, a guy that he seems perfect to struggle with, because he's so cerebral that in those high-pressure moments, he still can have success based on his preparedness, but he doesn't grow into a better player from that pressure. He starts thinking more and more so that he can be better, but that also tightens him up, causes a little bit of hesitation, causes a little bit of doubt. Then one thing that falls apart there, you get too nervous, your negative momentum sets in, These are things that are enemies of a clutch mentality.